Hey guys, it's Chris sitting here back from CNH Smalls again for another informative review about weapons and parts and stuff like that. What I got to talk about today is optics. If you're looking for a good optic for one of your AKs out there, they do have red dots, POSPs, and PSO style scopes out there as well too. What I got on my one AK right here is called a Rakurs. They call it a red dot, but it's not actually a red dot because it has a German post sight in it right here for that. But it is like a red dot like type of thing, where it has a nice big reticle down inside here, and the glass is relatively clear, and it used your typical AK side mount on here, as you see right there for that. And you basically have your windage and elevation adjustments on the side and the top. And I'll give you a demonstration of everything about this specific scope. They're made in Russia over there. This one is specifically mil spec because it has Russian markings for the vertical and horizontal motions on it and stuff like that. The windage on here, I'll show you that. The windage, you can adjust it with your typical screwdriver right here for that. I basically use my Mosinning and Teardown tool. And your windage on here, clockwise, basically turns it to the left. Counterclockwise is to the right, and that's basically for your windage adjustment on the side right here. So clockwise, it goes to the left. Counterclockwise, it goes to the right for that. And you can basically use your typical screwdriver and stick it right in here and do that. This thing works perfectly for that. 1, 2, 1, 2, just like that. No problem. It has nice clicking, and you don't have any problems with that at all. So I'll put that back on here as well too. Your elevation on here is basically along the same line. You take it off and the top one here, unscrew the caps. Let me get it off here, guys, for you to show you. Take it off. They're only maybe they're plastic, I think. Yeah, I think they are. And basically, your elevation adjusted the same way. Down, you would do the down. It'd be clockwise, and up would be counterclockwise for your elevation on here as well. You have the lettering on the top one here, the elevation H and B on here for the verticals, and the horizontals. You have an N, and then it's not an N. It's a I'm trying to think of what it is actually. I can't remember. I don't have my alphabet thing over here with me, but that's what it is. It's sort of like marked on there for that. And the vertical, the elevation is the same way as the horizontal motions on there as well too. So basically on the vertical side, clockwise is down and counterclockwise is up for these, for the specific one I got right here at least. So let me take this thing off here and put it back. There we go. Yeah, you got a lot of I would call them fine threads on these things anyway, so it takes a while for me to go all the way down here for that. These things do have a tritium, I think it's called tritium light source in these specific ones. Basically, it has a green reticle, but for all intents and purposes, it is extremely weak, to say the least, in here because of that. I believe they're radioactive in there, and they do have maybe a half-life for somebody that have like maybe 5-10 years while we're out there for that. So it's pretty much null and void with using those for, like, shooting purposes out there for that. They do light up because you get to take it in a real dark room out there and see what it actually looks like, but they do light up. But for all intents and purposes, it's like mute. It's a mute point have, and that specific light up for any type of like nighttime shooting. It'd be a lot better if you're doing like nighttime shooting, you would want to get a scope or of some kind of red dot. Actually had a illuminated reticle by means of battery power rather than this specific type. Other than that, the optics are extremely clear. Let me show you what they look like in the back. There's the back side, and there is the front side as well too, right there for that. And since I'm left-handed, I shoot like this, because most people out there who are right-handed anyway. So that's basically the eye relief is very, very good on here. You can basically have your eye butt up against. I'll show you here. You can have your eye, butt up against the scope almost on there, you can still have a perfect eye relief on here, or you can have your eye way back. We can have it way back here. You can still see the reticle perfectly fine. See, I can have it back about almost 2 feet. I can still see the reticle perfectly fine, and that's one high the upside for. Plus, the optics are very good quality. The lenses are great. I don't know if it's waterproof or anything else, but it's nitrogen purged, and it's basically mil spec a scope out there for that. These things typically retail for about $400 to $600 depending on which specific one you get. The one with adjustable Doppler in the back, I believe it's more money as opposed to the one that's non-adjustable right here as well too. But they are a quality unit out there for that, to say the least. And if you're thinking about getting one for your AK, this would be a excellent choice for that. It definitely blows the real cheap red dots out of the water, because you can get a real cheap red dot for like maybe 30, 40, 50 bucks out there, and they might last for maybe a few months or less than a year because of vibration and stuff like that. Because I was talking to somebody online, and he basically had a red dot on one of his AKs, and he took out the rear ladder sight in the back, and after about, I think about 100 rounds, the actual lens cracked in there for that, and it was basically one of those, I think it was one of those cheap, I think NC Star scopes, I think, or something like that. He got off eBay. But this thing's built for, it's basically built mil spec out there for that, and it's guaranteed to last probably for at least maybe 10, 15, 20 years out there. They've been around for probably, I think, at least since 2007, 2008, because I see them on some of the AK forums back in '09 when I first started looking for like optics out there and stuff like that. So they've been around for at least 6 to 7 years out there for that. And let me see what else I can tell you about. They do have the markings on the side here as well too. You can see that. Yeah, the markings. I don't know if you noticed that, guys, but they do the markings right here. The Americanized version, or the call it the export version, or for the non mil spec ones. Basically, it has the one in a it has the rear Doppler. You can adjust it for your eyes and stuff like that. It has regular American letters on it. They'll say D or down or up on. So they'll say D for down, up, U for up on there, as opposed to Russian markings as this one has right here for that. Plus, I believe the let me see what else I got to think. The civilian one also has a different logo on here. This one has the MPZ logo with the R next to it on there. They do have different versions. This one right here, I think it's a 2011, 2012. Some of the other ones will have a hammer and sickle on here. Other ones will have a triangle on there. But they're basically all the same specific mounts here for that. So you don't really have any problems with that at all on there for that specific mounting system. They just have different runs of the logo, lettering, and stuff like that are on there. If anybody needs any questions about how you're supposed to mount these things on your AK side rail, basically what you do is when you get one brand new, basically see if it'll slide up on it okay. If it does not, you have to take off. Let me show you, get a better picture here. You have to take off this lower piece right here, this pressure, I call it a pressure plate basically. You slide the pressure plate out of the loop right here, put it on the side, and once you do that, you either open the thing up a bit and push it up on it. Then once you get it in position where the tightness is nice and snug, when it's completely closed on it, that's your perfect spot. I call it a sweet spot to make sure it's nice and snug and tight on there for that. But if you do get one, it'll have an owner's manual in there, and it should describe how to adjust it. More likely, you may have to download a Americanized version for it, because sometimes they have the ones in Russian and you can't really understand unless you have a translator for that. So let me see what else I'm going to talk about this thing on here. Let me see here. Yeah, it's also going to have some grease on it too. I never clean mine off completely on it because I don't want to keep on hitting with Q-tips and anything else. But more likely, the bar down here, the bar actually flexes like that. That's how it engages and disengages when it unlocks on your side rail right here for that. So clean off all the grease on the internals where it actually mates to the bar right there for that. Then it won't have any lubricant to possibly slide around on her again for that. But that's basically everything I can probably tell you about it for that. It's a well-built scope. Most guys who sell them online will give you a 1-year warranty for them out there, because they're basically brand new optics out there, to say the least. Other guys, you might buy them on eBay, might not have any warranty at all out there for that, so just be wary of that, because if you buy something from overseas, a buddy of mine had a problem where he bought one similar to this. I think it was one of those Obrazor scopes similar to this. It almost looks like something out of the future, like on Star Trek or something like that, but he bought one of those from a guy overseas, and apparently the thing wouldn't light up. Basically, he put batteries in there, and the thing would not light up. And he tried to send it back to the guy over in Russia over there, and what happened was he put it in the mail, and it went through customs, and it got stuck in customs for about 2 or 3 weeks until they had to send it back to him, because he didn't have any export license. And be aware that if you do buy stuff from another country that's like optics that goes on weapons and stuff like that, they are regulated control items, and you need to have a import or export license for that. And that's one reason why, if you do want to get one of these scopes, buy it from an American company already that already has them in a company, so you don't have to have any problems sending the thing back, or sending it, or like, you know, waiting 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks till you get one from overseas for that. But that's basically one negative. If you want to buy one from somebody overseas, like on eBay or something else similar to that. So if anybody has any questions, comments, whatnot about this specific scope setup on here, get another side picture as well too, just give me drop me a message here, and I'll try to answer any questions you guys have about this specific setup on here, like how you zero it, anything else like that. Is basically you zero it the same way you zero your typical POSP or your other PSO style scopes and stuff like that, if you're familiar with those. And that's basically everything I can probably tell you about how to zero it on it. Basically, you just point and shoot, and you line up the reticle with the impact holes out there for that. So that's basically everything I can tell you about it. So once again, if anybody has any questions, comments, whatnot about this specifics, or if I missed something you didn't understand, just drop me a line on my YouTube page, and I'll try to be more clear about it. Okay, guys, I'll see you. Have a nice day.